All right, so what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin, and this is Smell Goods. Appreciate you, period. Just appreciate you. All right, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for clicking that link. Thanks for hitting that like button. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for hitting that notifications. Thank you. Appreciate you. Truly, I appreciate you all as you all have jumped on this fragrance journey with me. So for today's video, these are fragrances that we're going to classify in the beast mode range. Now, let me kind of give you my thoughts as far as when I consider beast mode. And there may be a couple that are missing out of this, but for me, out of my collection, these are fragrances that do one of, if not all of the things, as far as they project really strong and fill a room, just like take over a room or strongly shift a room. They have great great longevity, which means that they're going to last a full workday. In my opinion, they're going to work, or in my experience, and off of my skin and clothes, they're going to work, last typically 10 to 12 hours is what I say is what I could consider beast mode, especially when I'm looking at some of these fragrances. And then just those are the two main factors as far as beast mode, what I consider beast mode performance. Now, I said they either do one or the other. Some of these do both, but I want to give you some fragrances that you can, if you don't already have these on your radar, you can put these on your radar. You can maybe think about adding them to your collection or whatever you will choose to do with it. But this is just something I wanted to give to you today as something that, might help you in your fragrance journey. All right. So not in any particular order. This is not a top to least or anything of that nature. This is just as I pulled them off of my shelves, what I was like, yeah, let's talk about that one. Yeah, that's a good one as well. All right. One of the ones that definitely is, for me, is a beast mode performer and projects like crazy, lasts a long time off of my skin. This one doesn't need a whole lot of sprays. This one is from the house of Laapa. This is Assad. This is the original, the OG Assad. This is the one that kind of got me going in my fragrance journey. This is their take on Sauvage Elixir, but this right here, just a couple of sprays, it will last, it will project, it will do all the things you want it to do and smell great at the same time. All right. So again, up first is just Lapa's Assad, the black bottle, the black one. All right. Next up is, we'll kind of stick in that Laapa frame for just a moment. Another one is going to be Oud for Glory. Bade Al Oud for Glory. This is their take on Initial's Oud for Greatness. Pretty close from what I've, when I put my nose on Oud for Greatness, compared it with this, pretty close, probably in that 93, 95 percentile range. Does a great job. And this one, for me and off of my skin, projects very well and lasts a good long period of time. This is, if I remember correctly, this one I'm getting probably about 12 hours. It's been a little while since I've worn it, but about 12 hours is what I remember on this one. All right. Again, that is Bade Al Oud, Oud for Glory. All right. Next one up is one that should not be any surprise, just because this one projects like crazy. This one lasts like crazy. And it is one of those fragrances, one of those bottles, one of those clones, if you will, that for me makes the OG irrelevant, right? I am talking about from the house of AFNAN. This is 9 p.m. This is the original 9 p.m. And yeah, you can see there's a dent in this. We wear this stuff. All right. This one is doing their take on JPJ, John Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male. Does a pretty bang up job to the point where I think I actually prefer this over Ultra Male. Just my personal preference, my personal opinion. But as far as beast mode performance, this is a fragrance that is going to give you that longevity. It's going to project like crazy. People will know you're in the room because this one does project very well off of my skin and off of clothes. All right. That was, again, at 9 p.m. by AFNAN. All right. Kind of skip around. Let's go to a clone house, if you will, or inspired house that is starting to make some noise in my collection. It is a perfume bar out of Chicago, where I was born and raised, which I'm planning on making a trip back there soon. But one of the things I plan on doing when I get there is probably dropping by this place and checking them out in person. I'm talking about Yeoman Leo. And this one is Razi. This is their take on Mind Games Jadoob, which is one of my top two from the house of Mind Games, the other one being French Defense. This does a pretty spot on job of connecting and basically covering that Mind Games Jadoob sent, but it does it in such a way that this projects, this lasts. This is a compliment getter. I've only worn this a couple of times just because I'm rotating a lot of things around. But this one gets compliments, and it projects, and it lasts a long time. What part of it they all use, if you can see that, you might be able to see Extrait de Parfum. So they have a high oil concentration, which just helps this to really just do what it's supposed to do. So this is one of mine that I would definitely say is beast mode performance, both in projection and in longevity. All right, let's drop that over there. This one, just true story. I wore this one day, I think it was during the summer, and sprayed it, had it on the shirt and everything, what have you, and took the shirt off, washed it, pulled it out the dryer. My wife was folding clothes, and as she's folding the clothes, she's like, "What is this?" And she smells the shirt, and it still has this on it. I am talking about from Laapa. This is a mirror. This is a mirror. This is their take on Clive Christian's Town and Country. Just a nice, elevated, in my opinion, citrus fragrance that just, it does it beautifully. This, again, will last and last and last. It does not, this is a room shifter. This does not fill a room, but it does definitely make its presence known. This to me is more at home when it's an elevated situation, formal type of thing, church banquet type of stuff, engagement, stuff like that. So this is definitely one of those fragrances, Emir by Laapa. All right. Next one up is one that from the designer ranks. This is from Paco Rabanne, or just Rabanne now. This is Invictus Victory Elixir. This one sticks around and projects. This doesn't require a lot of sprays as well. This one stays. It stays. It stays. It stays. It stays. This one just makes its presence known. This is a nice vanilla type of scent. Not overly sweet, but definitely works very well in this winter and fall, cool and colder months that we're in right now. But this right here does a good job of giving me beast mode performance as far as its longevity. Surprisingly, its longevity, for me, I've been getting 10, 12 hours out of this easily. And then it does just a few sprays. This does not require you to overspray. And overspraying might cause this to really turn to like a cloying type of smell. But as long as you're not overspraying, you're still going to be noticed. You're still going to get some looks or some smells, what have you, because people will be able to pick this up on you because it does do a good job of projecting off of skin and clothing as well. All right. So again, by Rabanne, Invictus Victory Elixir. All right. Next one up is one that this is a bomb in a bottle in some respects. Not as much. There's another one that's on the list that is going to definitely be even more of a bomb in a bottle. But this one is from Haas Black. This is, my opinion, is Niche Hasavat is what it's taking its take on. This one lasts, projects. This one is kind of a Lazarus of fragrance. And what I mean by that is that just when you think it's done, just when you think it's gone, just when you think it's over, this sucker rises from the dead on your skin and on your clothing and makes its presence known again. I tell the story whenever I'm talking about this fragrance. My wife and I were at a conference. I sprayed it on early that morning. We'd gone to the conference, done all the things you do. If you know church, church conferences, done all the stuff you do during a church conference. And went to the restroom probably about lunchtime or a little before that, maybe even after that. I can't remember exactly. And when I came back, my wife was like, "Hey, did you respray? Did you bring your travel spray of this?" And I was like, "No." It resonated. It came with it again and came back with a vengeance. Again, it was there. I am again talking about Haas Black. This is definitely a beast mode performer. All right. Next up, let's go with one that is kind of its cousin, if you will, as far as how it just fills a room, how it just takes care of business. You know this one's coming. It's Laapa Atlas. This one is a very marine, aquatic, oceanic type of smell, very salt watery, if you will. But this will clear out a room. This one will, if I spray this, and I'm not going to spray it because I got lots of more to talk about. If I spray this, this will clear a room. This will basically take over the room. This will be all I would be smelling for probably the next few hours. This one is literally 1, 2, maybe 3 sprays. Anything over that, you are trying to commit mass murder. Maybe I should bleep that because maybe YouTube doesn't like that, but you're going to be doing something that is going to be, it's just ridiculous how powerful this is. Again, this is Laapa Atlas. All right. Another one that definitely, as far as how it performs on my skin, how it does as far as just laying there, staying there, doing what it needs to do. Average longevity is probably about a good 8, maybe 9 hours. So still a good longevity. I don't want to make it seem like 8 is anything to sneeze at. 8, 9 hours is pretty good. It's not beast mode longevity where it's going to be 10, 12, 14, 20 hours. But it is going to do a nice job of really radiating off of my skin. I'm talking about from Armani, Stronger With You Intensely. And yes, this is the reformulated version that just very nice, sweet fragrance, a little spice to it. Definitely a sweet fragrance that just, yeah, it projects off of my skin and off of clothes. This is something that you'll smell me coming, right? It's there. All right. Good job. That one again is Stronger With You Intensely. All right. Next one up is one that recently came into the collection. And just as I have been sampling this, testing it out, what have you, first of all, I'm kind of upset with myself because I slept on it for so long. I didn't add this to the collection until very recently. I knew it was getting a lot of a lot of hype, a lot of publicity earlier on, well, last year basically. But I was just like, it's okay. We'll see. Ended up getting it. Wish I could build a time machine, go back and grab it a little earlier. But we're talking about Club de Nuit Pro Show. This, again, off of skin, off of clothing, lets you know it's in the building. Now, it's not a room taker. It doesn't take over a room. It's not a room filler. It is a room shifter. It does project very nicely off. And I'm getting this easily. I'm getting 12, 13, 14 hours of this laying on skin, really being a nice scent that is around and creates a nice bubble around me. All right. Again, we are talking from the House of Armani. This is Club de Nuit Pro Show. All right. Along that line, we might as well touch on this one from the House of Armani. This is Club de Nuit Intense Man. Intense Man. This is their take on Creed Invictus. Does a pretty good job of it. More than decent job of it. And this one, again, I'm getting very good performance, very good longevity, very good projection off of this. Not too much to say about it. I think most of us that are in fragrance community are probably familiar with this. And yes, this is one that I can say for me, I'm getting pretty much a nice, good beast mode performance out of this one as well. Again, Club de Nuit, Intense Man. All right. And then I'll give you 2 more. This one, just because I haven't talked about it in a while, but it is one that definitely for me, again, projects nicely. It sits on my skin, sits on clothing for a while. This is one that is pretty close to being a room filler. Whenever I've worn this, whenever I've sprayed this in the, upstairs, what have you, in our house, my wife is like, hey, you got that cinnamon toast crunch out. This is what she's talking about. I am talking about Laapa CRA. Now this is CRA. This is not the coffee one. This is the OG CRA. Not even really, some will say that this is Angel Share. It's not to me. If this is an Angel Share dupe, it's probably in the 75, 80, 85 percentile range. It's not really a close dupe. It may be an inspired by or a take on or a twist, but definitely a nice gourmand fragrance. This is a unisex fragrance that can go either way. But as far as the performance on it, the performance is definitely a beast mode performer. All right. And then the last one, and this is because this one, it hits a room too. I am talking about from Al Harmain, Amber Oud Gold Edition. And this is their take on Herba Pura. Yeah, this one, in fact, let's just, yeah, I mean, you've got that fruitiness, you've got that, there's some vanilla I pick up in there. This just as a fragrance just hits, just works, and just does what it's supposed to do and last a good long time off of skin, off of clothing. All right. I think that's it of fragrances that I have that I would definitely consider to be beast mode performer. There's probably some I left off the list. As always, I'm probably going to, you probably have some other things that you might add to the list as well. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you've got in your collection that is beast mode performance, whether it's beast mode longevity or beast mode projection. Also, do me the honor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notification, share, then meet me in the comments. We'll see you next time. And as always, stay safe, stay sane, and stay smelling good. See you next time. Have a great one. Be blessed. Peace.